beauty. So today I thought I would talk about the dark side. So the dark side conjures up some names that we have come to use in our culture. We have Lucifer, we have Satan, and we have the devil. So today I'd like to talk about those three. Now, Lucifer, we were told by the Bible, was a fallen angel, went against God. Now, what that's really describing is the fact that Lucifer is a serving angel for God, but he has the job title of Satan. And the Satan's work is to support the darker elements of humanity. Now, those elements are the duality to the light. They are not seen in the light's eyes, the source's eyes, the universe's eyes, God's eyes, as wrong or right. They are seen as the opposite, and we are able to learn and grow as souls with both light and dark. And the darkness of humanity will be the connected emotions, actions of the ego. And Lucifer is there to work as Satan in order to support humanity and those dark elements and those dark actions. Now, that explains Lucifer and explains Satan. The other that I mentioned was the devil. Now, the devil is responsible for our own personal hell. So if you ever wonder, is there heaven, is there hell? There is no place, there is no plane. They all exist in your own consciousness. So if you are experiencing that lower vibration, that pull to the side of the dark side, which includes, anger, guilt, they're all normal emotions to feel and express. But if you stay in them, once you have learnt what you needed to learn from that emotion, if you remain in them, that is when you are remaining in that lower vibration. And that will keep you in that lower state. So that is where the devil comes in, and he, she, it, they is responsible for the level of hell within your own consciousness. And when those who fail to rise up from those lower frequency emotions, they will draw in other lower frequency emotions which have manifested into beings' energy. Now, they aren't necessarily beings with souls, although earthbound souls with those inclinations that haven't managed to rise up to the light, that maybe haven't descended into their own hells, but are still existing on the level whereby they are unable to let go of their connections with the 3D earth. They are then more likely to be drawn to those types of energies. So therefore, if you have a human that is sat in that lower vibration energy, they tend to want to pull together. They are drawn to that negative energy, and they find themselves, misery loves company, doesn't it? And that's where we find the gathering of that energy. And obviously, the bigger the pool of energy, the more powerful it can be. So that is where we find ourselves wondering more about what we understand to be possessions or spiritual hauntings that are more on the dark side and things like that. It's a state of existence that is drawn to other dark, more negative energies. And as they are drawn together, they become more powerful. What we have to remember is that it's always a choice, and at any time those darker energies can come out of their dark stupor and rise and become a lighter energy. They can move towards the light. They can, if they are just energy, go and join the light, the source. They are not banished, ever. They are simply choosing to remain on a lower plane. And that is how the cleansing of a house can occur. There's two sides to that. Obviously, the cleansing of a house could be that there are lost souls that have remained earthbound, and they're floating around thinking, well, this is my house, or this was my house, or this is my person, I mustn't leave this person, whatever it is. And they are just shown that they do have the choice to go to the light and to ascend and go back to source. And then you find that's the cleansing has worked. Obviously, there are darker and more powerful, stubborn souls, and sometimes just energy that think they're souls, that refuse to do what you tell them to do. They want to do what they want to do. They want to do what they have decided is their reality. And so therefore they may leave a cleansed house but not necessarily move to the light. So it's a very long and complex situation. We will never understand all of it as humans unless we have an IQ of 1 billion, because we just don't have the capacity within our brains to store and work out all the complex information. But in a very simple way, you have the layout of dark energy. Okay, so I hope that's helpful. Anyway, let me know if it is or isn't. It's entirely up to you. And have a lovely day.